The 3 craziest escapes in the world. The Baron of Escapes. This is Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo. This drug baron is accused of having co-directed the most powerful cartel in the world for 25 years, the Sinaloa cartel. In 2001, while incarcerated in Mexico for 8 years, he escaped by hiding in a dirty laundry bin and began a 13-year run. Back in prison in 2014, he had only one goal in mind, to escape again, but this time he had it all planned. On July 12, 2015, Guzman was pacing back and forth in his cell. Suddenly, he sat down on his bed, put on his shoes, and crouched behind the low shower wall, and in the space of a few seconds, he had just escaped. In reality, the criminal had simply enlisted the help of accomplices. A long tunnel, a mile long and 2 feet wide, was dug under the shower of his cell. All this at a depth of over 30 feet. The tunnel is equipped with a ventilation system, light bulbs, oxygen cylinders, and a motorcycle mounted on rails. A scenario worthy of a Hollywood film. It only took El Chapo a few minutes to get through the tunnel before emerging in a house in the middle of a field. When the authorities discovered his escape 20 minutes later, it was already too late. Guzman was long gone. He was finally caught in 2016 and is now serving his sentence in the United States. The escape from Alcatraz. This is probably the world's most famous prison. Built on an island off the coast of San Francisco, this high-security prison has long been one of the safest on the planet. That is, until 3 men managed to escape. Meet Clarence and John Anglin. These brothers, whose hobby is bank robbery, found themselves sent to Alcatraz after several prison escape attempts. There, they meet up with 2 inmates, Alan West and Frank Morris, whom they had met 6 years earlier in Atlanta Federal Prison. Frank Morris is obsessed with escaping. His plan? To dig tunnels behind their cell vents. For more than 5 months, they dig with spoons and knives stolen from the canteen, while one of the inmates keeps watch. The debris was hidden in their trouser pockets, which they emptied every time they went for a walk. By June 11th, 1962, everything was ready. After lights out at 9:30 p.m., the inmates install false heads in their beds, then sneak into the shafts. The 2 brothers, Anglin and Morris, then manage to gain access to the service corridor, climb onto the roof, avoid the floodlights, and leave the prison grounds. From there, they deployed their makeshift raft and escape by sea, an icy cold sea popular with sharks. The alarm was sounded at 7 a.m. the following day. Despite the considerable resources deployed, they were never found. On October 12, 2015, 53 years after the escape, the New York Post revealed a supposed photo of Clarence and John Anglin, described by their nephew as having fled to Brazil in 1975. While the mystery remains, the investigation is still open on the Marshals' side. And in 2022, thanks to aging software, they published an image of the 3 escapees with the faces they might have today. Public enemy number 1. This is Jacques Mezrine. In the 60s and 70s, this dangerous criminal made a name for himself by robbing banks, kidnapping people, and taunting the forces of law and order. But what made him a key figure in the world of organized crime was his spectacular escapes. Sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for the attempted murder of a policeman, Mezrine served his sentence in the Santé prison in Paris. On May 8, 1978, while talking to his lawyer in the prison visiting room, the criminal asked a guard to fetch him some documents left in the cell of his friend François Bess. The guard agrees, but when he arrives in the room, the trap triggers and François Bess sprays the guard with tear gas. Meanwhile, Jacques Mezrine jumps onto the parlor table, retrieves weapons hidden in the false ceiling, a rope and a grappling hook. He leaves the visiting room, points a gun at another guard, and uses him as a human shield to get to his cell. There, the 2 criminals undress the guards, put on their uniforms, and lock them in the cell. The bandits confidently cross the prison and free another inmate, Carmen Reeves, sentenced to life in prison. The 3 of them run into the prison yard, climb ladders left by workmen, and breach the perimeter wall. A fierce shootout with prison authorities ensues, leading Mezrine and Bess to retaliate. Carmen Reeves falls to the ground, shot dead. After exiting the prison, the escapee duo boldly steals an automobile, and Bess and Mezrine disappear for the 4th time. The Renault 20 is later found in Paris's 15th arrondissement, but the fugitives were nowhere to be found. The man nicknamed Public Enemy Number 1, or the Man with 1,000 Faces, was finally shot dead by the police on November 2nd, 1979.